Alright guys, yeah, welcome to Night Late with Patrick Noth. Thanks so much for coming out. I'm super excited to do this show. I'm very excited to bring out my one-man band, a man who I've worked with before. He has supported people like Wayne Brady, accompanied them. He has accompanied Common. He's accompanied Hamilton writer Lin-Manuel Miranda. And most importantly, he's accompanied Patrick Noth. Please welcome to the stage, Shockwave! I get so excited every time I hear you.
Thanks for having me, Mr. Noth.
Oh man, I honestly get so excited. Like, we did a sound check earlier and I just lost my mind, like excited to freestyle when Shockwave beatboxes. And I'm going to bring out my sidekick. You know, late night shows have sidekicks. Night Late is no different. Guy who I have shared the stage with, this stage probably in particular more than anybody else. Please welcome to the stage my sidekick for the night, Zach Willis! We hug here, Night Late with Patrick Noth. So I'm going to do a monologue now because that's another thing that happens at a late night show. So Netflix is planning to raise their standard price to $10 a month, or as my friends and I call it, $125 per person. Because we split up the.
How many friends do you have?
That would be 8. And I only know that because in rehearsal I like somebody told me the math of that. It's 8, right?
Yeah, it's 8.
Thanks, Zach.
Yeah.
Sidekick says it's 8.
I got 125 for you.
I wrote this next one. Governor Scott Walker has called on Congress to pass a law requiring people who get food stamps submit to drug tests. Boo. That's right. The Christian governor says the law is supported by Jesus' famous teaching, give to the poor and you shall have treasure in heaven. But before you give to the poor, make the poor urinate in a small cup in front of a government employee. We all know that. That famous verse from the book of Matthew. Mark. Luke. Researchers have found that touching a robot in its genital or buttock areas can provoke arousal in humans. This is according to a study in the esteemed academic journal Science for Perverts.
Where's a robot's buttock?
A robot's buttock is on, I guess it's backside. Like a toaster's butt might be the back, like not where you push it down, but the back.
Where the plug comes out.
The plug comes out of the butt. That's where a robot's butt. We're actually having a physicist on later, and we just decided that a robot's butt is where the plug comes out.
We'll have to ask him. We'll have to verify.
We'll have to verify that, yeah. We'll confirm that later. In the wake of the Flint water crisis, the World Bank has drawn criticism by continuing to invest in the privatization of water. Now, there are 2 schools of thought on the privatization of water. The first, water is a human right, and no one should profit from it. And the second kind of compelling argument is, I'm an evil villain, and I would like to own water. Yeah, so... Can you believe that? Like, people... All right, anyway. Astronomers recently spotted a supermassive black hole that is 17 billion times the mass of the sun. You know, and then it immediately vanished when Chris Christie closed his mouth. That joke. We should have a sound effect for that. Next time. There we go. Federal regulators recently reported that the majority of big banks, many of the same institutions we bailed out in 2008, are not prepared for another financial crisis, and in the event of a similar crash, would need another bailout. That's horrible. So, it turns out, that's the joke.
That's the joke?
What if that's horrible. So it turns out when people break the law and you give them $700 billion, they continue to break the law. How about that?
That
But I
literally
think
was
that's
the joke,
yeah,
right?
yeah. That's horrible. Landed harder than the punchline. That's all right. Walmart announced plans to switch its eggs to cage-free by 2025, and its workers to cage-free by 2030. So yeah,
Got it back. You got it back.
got him back with the Walmart.